week, and hopefully y'all are all excited just like we are. You know, this is what we do. You know, we get a chance to now have some games to talk about, and you know, you get all the this is all the stuff all in the off season. It seems like it never ends. You know, from stories and narratives and all that stuff, and so now we get a chance to actually get to the games. But man, everything for us builds to this. This is what it's all about. I mean, we've been going since January, so this is just kind of the next step for us in our journey of 2022, and it's finally here, and we're ready to kick it off. I cannot wait to see us play. I want to see us compete against somebody else. We've competed, we had 3 weeks of camp. That's the longest camp we've had in quite a while, several years now. You know, our camp has been a couple weeks, but school's starting a week later. Gave us an extra week of camp when you're not on the 20-hour clock and all that stuff. So it was a really good camp, but a lot of competition on our practice field. And I love how the guys showed up every single day and brought it. We got a committed group. We've got a team that's really fun to work with, and I think that we got excellent leadership, but probably more than anything, I just like the attitude of this team. I like their attitude. I like their work ethic, and I think there's a lot of character in this group. So, and those are intangibles that win, and I think this team has a lot of great intangibles to go along with the measurables that you need to be successful at this level too. So, again, been a good camp. We're a healthy team. Man, that's been a blessing for us, and we're in a much better spot than we were this time last year, and hopefully that can be a trend for us this year. Obviously we got two guys that are two deep guys for us, in Adam Randall and Xavier Thomas that are out for this game, but both are trending in a really good direction. Adam is full speed. He's working on the scout team every day this week and next week, and really just taking every rep, because that's kind of the last little check for him. And Xavier's doing great. So, we're in a good spot there, and guys are ready to get to Atlanta and play. For us, all the openers are hard always. I think for everyone, the opener is typically the toughest game to prepare for, just because you got so much time. You got no tape. You look at last year's tape, but it's new coaches galore, new coordinators. Everybody's got their own thing, and then you've had forever to get ready, and you don't have any video evidence kind of confirming what you think they may do. So you have to prepare for a lot in these type of games, and then you throw in the fact that, hey, this is a conference game. This is league play, and it's on the road. So this is always a hard game to get ready for, but especially challenging this year because Georgia Tech's got a bunch of new faces. A bunch of new faces across the board on the coaching staff and with their personnel on the field. So there's a lot of unknowns as we go into it. So it's really about us knowing what we need to do. And knowing who we are and our plan and how to apply what we do to whatever we see, and then making the right adjustments as we get into the flow of the game. Again, excited about getting down there. We've never played in Mercedes-Benz. I think I've been there one time. I went to a Falcons game, and a beautiful arena, and excited to experience that. So. But again, for us, conference play right out of the gate, our focus is to really just achieve our first goal, and that's win the opener. And, that may seem like a simple goal, but if you look at how that applies to the championships at Clemson, there's been 26 conference championships at Clemson, in all the leagues we've been in historically, and Clemson is 23-2-1. Those championship teams are 23-2-1 in winning the opener. So it's a pretty significant game when it comes to a championship team. And for us, I'm seven, and our 7 ACC championship teams, we won the opener. Every single one of those teams. Our 6 playoff teams, they all won the opener. All right. We didn't win the league last year, and we didn't win the opener. And so our goal was simply to try to find a way to achieve the first goal, and then we go from there. So again, excited to see us play, see where we are, how we can improve, and go from there. But also had a real great opportunity yesterday to speak to the Children's Healthcare Hospital there in Georgia, and got a chance to visit with some of the patients. But I had a sweet little girl named Hannah Evans, and she's 13. And so I told her I'd give her a shout out today. So Hannah, there's your shout out. I enjoyed visiting with you. They had me on a robot, and I was roaming around the hospital. I could drive it with my keyboard. It was pretty cool. So really good experience, and something that was, made possible by Chick-fil-A and the kickoff thing that they got going on. So a lot of fun yesterday. With that, we'll take your questions. He's good. Ready to go.
Coach, it was a weird game against Tech last year, the lightning delay, and turned into a real dogfight. And I'm sure your guys would have a lot of excitement going into this game regardless, but I imagine the fact that it was so close last year gives your guys a lot of respect for Tech.
Man, heck yeah. I mean, we got respect for anybody that we play, and especially our conference. I mean, you got to show up ready every single week. We were fortunate to find a way to win the game last year, and we know that we got to do some things better. And we had some opportunities that we didn't capitalize on, and but man, I thought they played a hard-fought game just like we did. And again, we were at home and found a way to win, and now we got to go on the road and find a way to do the same thing. But they'll be as excited as we are, and both of us are undefeated, and one of us is going to come out with a loss. So being excited don't get it done. We got to go execute and earn it on the field.
Dabo,
Bless you.
I know this is a ridiculously high bar, and like you said, you have to go earn it on the field. But as far as going into a season, how does this defensive line depth that you have compare with the other good ones that you've had before?
Yeah, I mean, on paper, and again, they haven't done anything or earned anything, but on paper, it reminds me of our 14 defensive, line. Everybody talks about 18, and that was a great group, but really very young behind. We got lucky. You got to have some luck, to win a national championship. There's so much that's got to go into that, and you got to get a little luck along the way. And we were very, very fortunate that Christian and Dexter and Cleveland and Austin played every game. And we had Albert. We kind of had 5 guys, and if you really look at the roster, we were really young and very inexperienced and very unproven behind those guys. And those guys had to play a lot of snaps. We had a very young Justin Foster that was moving from linebacker. We had Logan Rudolph. Xavier Thomas was a true freshman. So just and some other young guys in there, and so we were very fortunate. But that's what it takes to have a season like that. Our 14 team, just the opposite, and they had some misfortune. If you go back and look at that team, our 14 team was, heck, all them guys are still. You look at that D tackle group. Deshaun Williams, he's on year 8 with the Broncos. Carlos Watkins, DJ Reader, Grady Jarrett. I think Josh Watson was in that group as well. I think Brandon Thompson was gone, but it was. And Dan Brooks was hysterical, because Dan would never. The only guy I knew was going to start was Grady, but that's just. And it wasn't because he was more talented than anybody. He just separated himself in every area. But that other spot, these guys are all NFL guys, but Dan would grade them all the way through the Tiger Walk, and how he felt like they looked in pregame, and then he'd say, "Oh, you run out there," And it just. I never even worried about who was playing. And then you had Shaq and Vic, 2 first-rounders, Kevin Dodd, a second-rounder, Tavares Barnes, Corey Crawford. You had 5 guys at DN that could all play. And so they were all experienced guys. So to me, again, everybody talks about 18, but the makeup of the D-line reminds me more of 14 just because we have not just depth. We have some really, really talented players in there. And, I think we can play a lot of people. I don't think there's anybody that's got to go play 60 snaps, and I think that's a blessing for us. So on paper, we're talented. We've got good depth there. We're going to get X back here soon. But they got to go do it. I can't compare them. I mean, that group that defense in 14 led the nation in every statistical category. I think every one. There might have been one they didn't, and they were second. So they were. I still have a picture of that defense in my office. I mean, that was a really special group. And I can't mention this group in the same breath because they ain't done anything. But again, you don't play it on paper, but it's a talented group that has the opportunity to hopefully do something special this year if we can stay together. And then 14, offensively, Deshaun got hurt, and we had a couple challenges there, but that team finished well, and I thought built a good foundation.
With your running back group and the game circumstances dictated, but is the goal to maybe give the three guys in the depth chart kind of balance it out and give them equal carries? How's that rotation going to work? What's the
I don't think we're going into a game with, okay, hey, this guy gets 10 carries and this guy gets 10 carries and this guy I mean, I think you got to just pay attention to the game and the flow of the game, and you got to have instincts, and some guys are hot. Somebody gets hot every now and then, and you got to see that. But the goal is definitely to lean on all those guys, and they're all going to play and play in every situation. There's not a single situation that I don't trust, Kobe and Maffa and Shipley in. They all do similar things, but yet they all are different and unique in their own way. And so trust them. They're all going to have big moments for us. They just got to go play, and we'll do a good job of. And then sometimes the game dictates things, as far as rhythm and possessions, and how long is the drive. Maybe you score in 3 plays. So all those plans kind of go out the window. Maybe you got a 15-play drive, 10-play drive. So we'll use them, and really fortunate to have those 3 guys. They've had a great camp, and they're excited about it. And the best thing is they're very selfless, and they really support each other. They want each other to be very successful, and they're a close group. Shipley and Maffa are roommates. It's a really tight-knit group, and they understand that they're gonna be stronger together.
Coach, Mitch Hyatt was the first true freshman to start for you on the offensive line as a true freshman. What has Blake Miller done in August to really earn your trust?
Same thing Mitch did, except he's bigger, stronger, longer, but similar demeanor. As Mitch. I mean, he's just. I think Mitch was maybe 290, maybe that when he came in here and started as a freshman, but just similar characteristics. I mean, Blake he's a giant, and he's one of the strongest kids on the team. It's just amazing to see a high school kid come in here like that. It's just rare. And then, obviously he came in January, so his ability to have the opportunity to go through some installation and really, physically he was ready, which is rare for a lineman, or really any position, but mentally, just took to it, like a fish to water. And that's the way Mitch was. That's why he is where he is. He's earned it. It's created some opportunity and flexibility with that entire group, but really proud of him. He and Sadler, the other true freshman that came in January, both really talented, freshmen that'll help us this year.
You get ready to get on the bus Monday. What's going to be one thing that you're like, you haven't seen your team play since last December? What's one position group or one thing that you're like, I can't wait to see this and see how it turns out?
Offensive line. We'll see them. We'll see them play. We'll see them. It's just been a great group, man. It's been a great offseason. I mean, you look at Putnam. Being able to move him in the spring was awesome. He's healthy. He's 314 pounds. He's just transformed himself. Walker Parks this time last year, getting ready to get his first start. And this guy is a really good football player. That's unbelievably committed and passionate. just he's in a different place. Marcus Tate, this time last year, true freshman, really wasn't ready to start, but it's just kind of where we were. And, I'm excited. J Mack is J Mack. I mean, we've got one senior, and he is really a special guy. And those two juniors in there, are doing a great job for us in Putnam and Park. So, just like the makeup of the group and excited about it. And then the depth that we have. I mean, we've got, I think, 8 or 9 guys that I wouldn't have a problem putting in the game at any point. And so I'm excited about where we are, but really just see them go do it. They got to go do it. And I've seen them compete on this press. It's hard to come to practice every day at Clemson. If you're an offensive lineman, you better show up ready with the bunch you're practicing against. So it's been a lot of fun to watch them kind of go through that since last spring. And so just ready to go see them play somebody else.
You mentioned that Dietrich is a guy that could have possibly started for you guys last year. He's not listed too deep. Just where is he in his development?
I wouldn't worry about all that. He's right there. That's more of a reflection of what Brian Tucker's done. Brian Tucker is right there as far as being a starter for us. Mitchell Mays. I mean, we got that little redshirt sophomore group that have all taken a big step. Trent Howard, Linthicum, redshirt freshman, John Williams, finally getting him back. So it's just, he's just got to compete. He's physically getting close as far as where he needs to be. In fact, we were just talking about him last night, watching him run and practice. He's going to be special, but mentally just, getting everything where he needs to be so he can really play fast like we need him to. So he missed all last year. And not only did he missed all last year, and he was, here he was coming. I mean, we really felt like he had a chance to be a starter for us. And then all of a sudden, boom, you're shut down. And not only are you not playing and developing the way you need to, now you're coming off an ACL. And you're a big man, and you missed the spring, so he's still just coming, but he's progressing great and got a bright future.
Does this group of corners have the potential to be the best group you've had?
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We got talented guys for sure, but we've had a bunch of good ones come through here. We'll see how they do, but I think we got good players, and I think we've evaluated well, and it's good to see Fred, have the type of fall camp that he is capable. He's really, just last year he really wasn't very healthy the whole time, and he's been through a lot. But I just like where he is. Nate is just super talented, but still putting it all together. True, really young player still, and he hadn't really played a lot under the lights yet. Sheridan is just solid and steady, and this guy's a 4th-year veteran. He's been through the battles. He's in a great spot physically, and he's confident. Same thing with Malcolm. He's healthy. So I just think we've got a really good group there, and those 2 young guys, Toriano and Lucas, man, they're what you're looking for. But they ain't taking a snap. So it's a good group. We got good guys there, but we gotta go do it.
At the beginning of spring, you had said you were interested in maybe adding an offensive lineman through the portal. Obviously, that hasn't happened. Was that a matter of you just didn't find the right guy, or have you seen so much from that group over the last 6 months that you no longer saw the value in needing to do that?
Both of those combination. Coming out of spring, we were really encouraged and excited about the guys that we have on the roster that we've recruited, that are developing. But we felt like we with Trotter out, that veteran guy, we felt like if we could find the right fit, a veteran, a graduate, a multi-year starter, somebody like that, then we would certainly consider that. And we did. We actually, there was 2 kids that we offered that we really liked, but we just didn't get them. But then there was nobody else that fit what we were looking for, and certainly compared to what we had on the roster. So, looked at two guys again. Would have taken one of the two. Just didn't get them. But that was really it. And the whole portal, the whole world, there was only two. But if you look at how we recruit, I think we're third fewest offers in the class of 23. So we're not we know what we're looking for.
This may piggyback off of that idea. I was reading a story on Tony Elliott in his first year at Virginia, and you're quoted in there saying that when you hired him, it was about hiring the person, not the resume. And I would certainly guess that is the same approach that you've had with hiring the coaches that you've brought in this offseason. Where did that mentality or that approach come from, and what does that mean to you? Like, what are you looking for in the right person? Like, what is that?
It just comes from my background and my experience. You win with people, you lose with them too. So that's just, I've competed at the highest level in this game, and it all comes back to chemistry and culture and a group of people working together. And I think you can, that's a very overlooked thing in anything, whether it's a business or it's a sporting team or whatever. I think being able to identify the right people. When I hired Tony, as I said there, as you just said, Tony had never coached a running back a day in his life. Played receiver, and when I told him he was going to coach running backs, he looked at me like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, he's like, "Coach, I'm like, I ain't worried about that." I said, "That's the easy part. I'm hiring you because of who you are. I'm hiring you because of this. I said, we get it. And I experienced that when I got hired to. It was my exact words to Rich Wingo, when we all got fired at Alabama, and I'm 30 years old and I ain't got a job and I got two kids, and I couldn't get a coaching job, and paychecks running out in June, and I got a mortgage, and I got student loans, I got a lot of things. I got to figure it out. And next thing you know, Rich Wingo calls me, who's the president of his company, AIG Baker, and I go, I don't even know what he did. And I go meet with him, and my exact, because I really didn't want to take the job. I was like, man, it was February, and I'm like, man, maybe I'll get a job at spring practice, and something will pop. And in those days too, you only had 9 coaches and 2 GAs. You didn't have support staff or any of that stuff. So it's hard. And so I'll never forget it. I'll never forget talking to Rich. And and I was qualified. I had my business degree, and I had an MBA, but all I'd ever done was coach for 8 years. That's all I knew. And I'll never forget meeting with him. And he said, and I told him, I said, Rich, I don't know anything about building shopping centers, or I don't know anything about any of this stuff. He's wanting to send me. He's like, he's trying to create this vision for me, and I'm going to Las Vegas and somewhere in Olathe, Kansas, and and I'm going, oh my God, this is a nightmare, and in my mind, and I was like, and his exact words to me, he said, Dad, well, I'm not hiring you because you know anything. I'll teach you all that. He said, I'm hiring you because you got the aptitude, you got the work ethic, you got the character, you got the integrity, you know how to show up, you know how to get the job done, all that stuff. I'll teach you that. And so that's kind of the way it was with Tony. I just wanted to hire Tony because of who he is. He's got the aptitude. Same thing when I promoted him to coordinator. He called every play. From the 2014 bowl game until he left here. Well, I probably called a few in there as well, but he was in charge. And he'd never called a play a day in his life. Exactly the thing I told him. I said, I'm not hiring you because you've called all these plays. I'm hiring you because of who you are. And so I've just always believed in that. It's always about the people. When you can get a group of people together, all on the same page, great things can happen. Even the Bible talks about that, right? That two can accomplish more than twice as much as one, right? So there's synergy when you get the right people, synergy, when you got the right intangibles and measurables, and it's more than just how fast is a guy. I mean, if it was all about that, Grady Jarrett would have never come to Clemson. Deshaun Williams, who's on his 8th year with the Broncos, he wouldn't have come to Clemson. Adam Humphries wouldn't have been here. Hunter Renfrow wouldn't have been here. Nolan Turner, who's with the Bucks, who, is an NFL player now, who, we only signed because, I knew him. That's the narrative, right? You would never do those things, but that's why a lot of people don't win, too. It's way more than that.
Since you've got Saturday without a game, you might be interested in the Oklahoma and Virginia games.
Absolutely. I can't wait to see them. It's Tuesday to me. It's Thursday to them, so I'm sure they're both kind of getting a little jacked up. So I'll probably shoot them a little text, reach out to them here, but I can't wait. It'll be fun.
Coach, will punter be a game day decision? Do you think you might play Potter and Swanson? And
Aiden will start. Aiden will
Aiden's
start.
gonna start.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it more ideal to have just a punter rather than having a kicker / punter? Or does that even matter in your opinion?
It don't matter. Whoever gets the job done. I mean, it's. I know there was a guy named Gardaki here that was pretty good. He did a little bit of everything. So, what's ideal is having a guy that can put it through the pipes and bomb it. And if it's the same guy doing it, great. It doesn't matter. Those jobs there's no gray area in those jobs. Those are very easy positions to evaluate. So whoever's the most consistent at getting it done, I don't really care if he does all three or whatever. Potter can do it. And I think it's really going to help him too. For the next level, because obviously they don't keep many guys, or they dress about 48 on game day. So the more guys you have that can do multiple things, that's more spots for another position.
Talked about needing to be better around DJ last year. Talk about the offensive line, the running back strength, and do you feel like there should be, or you hope there will be less pressure on DJ if you can run the ball more effectively this year?
Well, I think just really more what you said first there. I mean, we just got to be better around him. If we're better around him, there will be less pressure on him, period. And that's not a knock on last year, but we got to be healthier. And if we're healthier, we're going to be better. And if we're better around him, he will be better. And then he's got to do the things that he needs to do within his own world as well. So, I feel great about the supporting cast, starting with the guys up front. And if they'll just go play like they've practiced, then I think we'll certainly be much better.
Back in 2018, when you had Trevor and Kelly here, you made a point of trying to get some early series for Trevor in those first few games. How is this situation with DJ and Cade different? What's the sort of thought process into whether or not you'd want to get Cade out there just for a series or two in some of the early games?
Well, I think it's more like DJ and Trevor. That's kind of how I see it. I think that, just like when DJ came in here, we wanted to get him as much opportunity as we could, within the flow of a game and the flow of the season. And that's what we did. And then obviously he ended up having to start a couple games, and I see the same situation. DJ's the starter, and we want to certainly get Cade as many opportunities as we can to play. But it'll be same as it was when DJ came in here. It'll be within the flow of the game and flow of the season. So really, really excited. Really all three of our quarterbacks that have taken the majority of the reps in camp have really done a great job. I mean, I can't tell you how fortunate we are to have, the guys we got. I mean, DJ's been great. Cade has been awesome. And so has Hunter Johnson, so I'm confident in all those guys. But, it's important to get Cade some opportunity as we go through the season, because those, this is it for Hunter. And DJ, I know he's got great aspirations, graduating in December. I mean, it's important to get Cade ready to roll. And, hopefully it'll happen, in a positive way as we go through the season. He'll get plenty of experience.
Dabo, relative to your expectations, how well has Cade, since you got here to now, adjusted to just the speed of the college game, and especially against a defense like yours in practice?
Been seamless. It's been just like you want to see. You know, I've said it many times. I mean, you know, I see the same things in Deshaun, same things in Trevor, same things in Cade when it comes to aptitude, you know, and DJ. All three of those guys came in mid-year. So Deshaun, Trevor, and DJ. And right out of the gate, you saw the aptitude, you saw the high level of skill and talent, you saw the commitment, the work ethic, the attention to details, all of those things. And so Cade has come in, and he's so similar to all those guys. He's got everything, and all those three guys, you know, DJ, Deshaun, and Trevor, man, they just took to it, and you could just see them coming. And it's the same thing with Cade. I mean, the game is not too fast for him. He's a rookie. He's a young guy, but he's doing what he needed to do. I compare him more to Deshaun just because they're so similar physically, almost clones if you put them side by side, and how they're built structurally and where they were. I think they were both about 179 pounds, and they got in here. And, you know, that first August, they were both right there around 200. And Cade's probably a little faster, but they throw the ball very similar characteristics as far as creativity. You know, but it's I mean, he's a special young prospect, just like those other guys have been.
As far as EJ Williams and Bo Collins, how many reps have they been able to get in practice? Do you feel better about one more?
Oh yeah, they've been going since, you know, last couple weeks, last week and a half or so. They've been rocking and rolling and ready to go. So, you know, we've kind of got we got a lot of depth there. That's the other thing. I mean, we're just in a different place, you know, and I'm really excited about that group. You know, Ngata has been he's been outstanding, and hopefully he'll go play like he practices. But Ngata and Spector and Bo and EJ, that's kind of our starters, if you will. We kind of look at those guys as the four starters. And then, man, you got Dakari and Adam Randall and Antonio and Will Taylor. You know, those guys, you know, kind of coming around. And you got Drew. I mean, we got 9, 10 guys. Little Hampton Earl. I mean, that we really feel good about being able to go play. But we got about 8 guys that can really play at a high level, and I think that's good competition. But you know, it starts with those first 4 guys.
Dabo, there's an outside perception that you're against NIL, but I'm curious how you think athletes here benefited from those kind of opportunities.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, people like to write that. I've never been against NIL. It's doesn't matter how many times I say stuff like that. It just, you know, people already have their stories written, but it is what it is. But it's been great for us. I mean, it really has. It's been great. I know there's a lot of unintended consequences that have come about because of the changes, and you know, hopefully those will smooth out, or there'll be some order put into place somewhere down the road. And I know there's some crazy things that other places have dealt with, and we just haven't. I mean, I'm just being honest with you, and I think it's just, again, how we do things, how rooted and connected we are. I mean, again, I'm on year 20 here, so I would hate to be starting out. I know that, and trying to manage everything that you got to manage. You know, just getting going, trying to build a program and roster management and all those things, but. It's been great for us. It's been awesome, man. It's been great for our guys to be able to have, you know, opportunities. You know, we got a couple of great collectives out there, and I guess I can talk about that. I don't know that I think align with who we are as a program. As far as, you know, we're purpose driven, and it's great to see our guys serving the community. It's great to see our guys, you know, giving back, and it's great to see them have opportunity to make some money. To me, I look at it as, you know, just as college football has changed, we've addressed all those things. You know, when it was support staff, we needed to address support staff. When it was nutrition, we needed to address nutrition. When it was, now we can feed them as much as we want, unlimited snacks. And used to, you gave them, a cracker with peanut butter and you were going to jail. And now you can feed them anytime you want, unlimited snacks galore. I mean, you can't feed them enough. And we've addressed all those things with our dining hall and our chef and nutrition staff and then all the resources we just built 100 yards of wellness. And if you walk down there, it's unbelievable. And you look at the medical, resources that we have and our trainers and our applied science. And that was a whole area that we needed to address. And, you want to get strong, you go to the weight room, right? You want to learn how to play quarterback, you come up to the meeting room. You want to eat, you go down to the dining hall. You need recovery, you go down to the wellness area and the applied science. You want to do community service, you go to Paul Journey. You want career development and micro internships, you go to Paul Journey. It's a living, breathing space. You want life skills and personal growth, man, you go see Jeff Davis. I mean, we've addressed all of these areas, but the purpose of our program has never changed. But there's just been spokes added, and they all feed the purpose of the program, and that is to build great men through the game and equip them, to graduate them, to make sure they have a good experience, and to win a championship. And so the NIL has just become another, area that needed to be addressed. It's not the focal point. It's not. I mean, but it's important that, just like the training room's not the focal point, but you better have a good training room, right? And so it's all a part of the purpose of our program, which has not changed, but making sure we got all the resources. And so, man, y'all see the facility that's being built out here. I mean, it's special, and the opportunity that we've got there. And I hired an NIL coordinator, something that I really spent a lot of time. I doubt anybody in the country has an NIL coordinator that's as qualified as C.D. Davies. I mean, he's so overqualified for the job. It's unbelievable, But man, what a resource. So, you want to participate in NIL, you want to maximize NIL, you want to do all those things. Man, not only do we have a space, but we got a guy there that's been a CEO for Citibank. Okay, so my goal is, and my job as I see it, is to no different than anything else, to give them every resource they need to be successful, to help them maximize and navigate the changes in college football and their new opportunities. Some of these guys, this might be their best opportunity while they're in college, but not lose focus on the main thing, and to just educate them and to train them and to protect them, all right? Because there's a lot of things. These are young kids. And so it's a great opportunity, and man, we've got great resources, but CD has been amazing, coming in here. And again, for our guys to be able to go sit down and talk to CD, and, maybe it's a contract. Maybe they wanted to start an LLC. Maybe it's some charity thing. Maybe it's, a guy that can process financial information, tax education, all the things that these kids need to be aware of as they take advantage of their opportunity. That's really good, because it's their opportunity to work if they want to, when they have time to do it. So I've been really pleased with how it's been here for Clemson.
Why do you think people get that wrong about you?
Because y'all write stuff like that. I mean, I just read your latest article. You had a nice little excerpt in there about all things I'm against, and so it gets written out there all the time. So that's why.
I've quoted you, I would hope, accurately on things.
We can send your last article to you that you just wrote.
I don't even know what it just.
But I'm just answering your question. I don't know. People hear what they want to hear, I think. People hear what they want to hear, and a lot of times people have their stories already written, and they just can't wait to get some kind of big click. And, nobody cared what I said 13 years ago, but I guess now everybody, it's an opportunity to get some kind of drama. I've never changed on that. I'm for anything that devalues education. That's what I've always said. And the NIL is, it's to me, it's a part of education. It's an opportunity. It's enhancing the scholarship opportunity. It's a part of it. It's an opportunity to educate our young men and equip them even more for real life. So it's a great opportunity for us to again, teach and prepare and train.
Heard you say that you'd like to tie NIL to graduation. Do you think that's still a possibility, or do you think that ship is sailed?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of talk in college football about professionalizing. NIL is not professionalizing. It's not. That's them being able to do what they want to do with their name, their image, and their likeness. I think, I would hate to see, you go away from a collegiate model, scholarship. I would love to see them enhance the scholarship. I would love to see us, make sure that we don't ever get away from the main thing in college athletics, and that is education. We know that 98% are not going to play in the NFL. That is not some make-believe thing. So if we don't keep education the main thing, we're going to have a lot of guys with no degrees. We're going to have a lot of people, especially with transfer and all this stuff. You're going to have kids all over the place. The next thing you know, they're going to end up in a ditch, and they're not going to be equipped, and they're not going to have degrees. I've been doing this a long time. I'm very well qualified to speak on it, and so, this to me, I would love to see them further incentivize graduation. I would love that. Whether it's however you want to get to it, that would be to me an awesome thing, because I think the more we can incentivize graduation, the better it is for the young people that are playing this game.
Power 5 commissioners just sent a letter to Congress essentially saying they think NIL is being used not for NIL, for inducements and stuff like that.
Well, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
I mean, and the people in the business, we saw that coming a mile away, but again, the intentions are good. And I think the intentions and what needed to happen outweigh the negative consequences that have come from it. But yeah, it's got to be addressed, because these are young people, and when you have people making decisions just based on one thing, it usually is not a great result. And so it's not intended as a recruiting inducement. It's not. And then you throw in the bigger issue is the tampering with the transfer portal and tied into that. That's the number one issue, because there's no barrier. So you got a lot of people, you got a lot of pressure on a lot of people to win today, right? Like win right now. And there's quick fixes. And so there's not many people going into the portal without a plan. So how did they get a plan?
Coach, back here, nosebleeds. Just wanted to ask, you talk so much about the new appreciation for winning, and looking ahead at this game on Monday. I guess, is there specific things about a new appreciation on game day, things that you're really thinking that you guys will appreciate more on game day, although it's untraditional on Monday night?
Yeah, hopefully, we're opening on Monday Night Football, and hopefully we're going to finish on Monday Night Football. That would be awesome. So, we crank it up. But, it's, I just think for this group especially, I just think they have a respect for what it takes, and I mean, we went to 6 straight playoffs, 6 straight championship games, and I know we didn't go to 7 and we didn't win 7, and the world has come to an end, but I think these guys have a perspective that, I mean, no team that I've had in a long time has, just simply, and it's good and bad, right? Because we all grow through, especially young people who really haven't experienced much adversity. It's kind of all just been great. Man, that's what shapes you. That's what makes you stronger. It's how you grow. And this team's got a great perspective. They know what it's like to be 4-3 at Clemson. They know what it's like. And that ain't real good. And so I think that's a good, healthy perspective for them. Even though they're 4-3 and could have won every game. And the only reason we had a chance to win every one of those games because they think they're supposed to win. Because they've always won. and then to see them finish the way they finished. And so I think the main thing is just the appreciation of when you win, you know, because it got to a point where, oh man, you won. We won 29 in a row around here one time. And you know what? It got to where if you didn't win by 14 points, oh my God, what's happened to them? They're terrible, you know? And eventually that stuff just kind of gets into your players, and I don't care. Like, we celebrate every win, 59-58. 14-12. If we win, man, we've always celebrated that. You got the job done. You win 63-0. Guess what? There's something still you need to improve on. There's still a lot of things to coach, and I think this team, they're just excited about, you know, getting back on the field. I think they took great momentum into the offseason. They've really worked really hard. And I think they just, again, have a really healthy perspective, and they've got a great appreciation for team meetings, practice, you know, just being together. A lot of veteran guys that know this is kind of their last time, and a lot of guys that came back here, quite frankly, because they want to finish well. And that has really driven everything. So I think just the appreciation of finding a way and what it takes to get it done.
How have you seen that affect you personally? I mean, you've been doing this a long time. You've been through the grind. You've taken the heat on a bunch of stuff. How have you seen their excitement? Like, they told us yesterday, like, they thought they were good last year. They thought they were confident and ready, and they're like, this year, holy smokes, we had no idea how much better we could be and where we are now. How does that affect you and your excitement and just kind of that, you almost seem a little bit like naturally like giddy about like what they're capable of and that they see it?
Well, we got a good team, and I mean, it's again, it's fun when you go through stuff together with people. And you know, we got 135 players on this team, and I love our staff. I mean, this is an awesome staff. It's just been a lot of fun. I'm really thankful that we had a game, kind of thrown into the fire, if you will, against a good Iowa State team that have to kind of game plan together and work together and call plays together and all that stuff. That was fun, and then to be able to go through the spring. But you know, for me, it's just, man, I just love what I do, you know, and I'm thankful. I mean, this is year 20 at Clemson. I'm on year 20. October 13th will be 14 years as the head coach for me. And, you know, I mean, there's not much I haven't seen. You know, I have a really healthy perspective. And I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful and grateful that I get to come to work with just great people. I mean, I have 135 young men that sit in this room every day that are completely bought into who we are as a program, and they take ownership in it. And those veterans that are sitting up here, I mean, they're partners. I mean, it's just awesome, you know, to be able to have a group of young people that really love where they are, they love each other, and they really truly believe in themselves and our program. And you know, so it's fun. You know, this is what you work all year for, is the opportunity to get back on the field and compete. And this is you know, it's a blast. And we'll have some ups and downs. We'll have some challenges along the way. But man, it's all about the journey. Every year, it's all about the journey. You know, and I don't ever grow weary of that, because it goes fast. I mean, it goes fast. I mean, again, I can't even imagine. I can't believe this is my 20th season at Clemson. Just like that, bam, 3 kids out of the house. You know, my dog Hershey's on his last leg. He's been a part of every win. Got him right before my first season in 2009, and you know, he's kind of limping. We're having to give him arthritis medicine. You know, hang on, got to get through one more year. Come on, Hershey. And he's just kind of looking at me. So it's been fun to come to work with this whole group.
I guess we're still a week away from the home opener, but have you seen the giant video board? And I think Ross has called it the Davotron at one point. Do you approve of that?
Yeah. Well, I got Graham sent me a text this morning. Apparently, it was a video of them it looked like they were working at night. I don't know if I guess it was last night of them lowering the new Tiger, with the tail and all that stuff. So yeah, I've seen it. I mean, we've scrimmaged over there a few times, and it's been really cool to watch it. I mean, it's awesome. What's going on. I mean, what we were able to do down here with our wellness area is a game changer for us. The Branding Institute and the opportunity for our guys there to truly, maximize and be prepared and educated on all things NIL, what's going on at the stadium with the jumbotron, all the resurfacing and the what do you call it? We got the ribboning, the lighting stuff, and then the what do you call it when they put the stuff on the stadium? What do you call it? Fascia, the stadium fascia. All that stuff looks really, really good. The field looks good. I mean, it's a lot of fun. And then they're starting on the Lot 5. And so once the season is over, they're going to come in and they're going to rip out all the bottom of the west end zone. We've been in that locker room since '09, and it's going to almost double in size. We're going to redo that locker room. They're going to rip out Lot 5 and really make Tiger Walk a place that people come visit, year round. Like when you come to Clemson, you're a Clemson football fan, you're going to come to Tiger Walk in, February, not just September, October, November. You're going to come and we're going to capture all of our captains in the history of Clemson football, and we're just going to make it a really cool place, well landscaped and terraced, and so there's just a lot of cool things going on that I'm excited about, and as I've said, never been a better time to be a Tiger than right now.
Got time for about 2 questions from Zoom if anybody has any.
We still got Zoom. Okay.
Anything from anybody else in the room? All right, thank you, Coach.